that the policy manual is considered the last word for CPS. However, it is too long, too confusing, poorly written, and does not take the law into consideration. Excuse me, I have to say something again. No, because as a parent who has been studying and researching for years, especially their policy manuals, it really is not that hard. Yes, it's long and it's very, it's a lot to read, but it's really not that hard to understand what the policies and regulations are. And the sad part is majority of the caseworkers or social workers that are out on the field taking our kids don't even know I wouldn't even say half of it to begin with, okay? It's quite sad when you are just a regular person, you know, a regular parent, and you're basically reciting more of the policy manual than they can even remember or even know. So that part. Okay, back to this. That if the lives of children were improved by removing them from their homes, there might be a greater need for protective services. But today, children are not safer. Children of whom I am aware have been raped, impregnated, in foster care. It is a known fact that children are in much more danger in foster care than they are in their own home, even though home may not be perfect. That some parents are even told if they want to see their children or grandchildren, they must divorce their spouse. Many who are underprivileged, feeling they have no option, will divorce and then just continue to live together. This is an anti-family policy, but parents will do anything to get their children home with them. However, when the parents cooperate with children's services, their behavior is interpreted as guilt, when nothing could be further from the truth. I totally agree, because they did the same thing to me. And the father of my children, they actually had to separate and I had to move out. Oh no, well, he moved out, and yeah, so they are not for the family, like they say and how they should be. Fathers, known as non-custodial parents, I must add, are oftentimes treated as criminals, without access to visits or even to see their own children, and have child support payments strangling the very life out of them. That the Foster Parents Bill of Rights does not stress that a foster parent is there temporarily to care for a child until the child can be returned home. Many foster parents today use the Foster Parent Bill of Rights as a means to hire a lawyer and seek to adopt a child placed in their care from the real parents, who are desperately trying to get their child home and out of the system. Recently in Atlanta, a young couple learning to be new parents and loving it were told that because of an anonymous complaint. Oh boy, sorry, I have to interrupt you one more time. This is sounding, well, it's beginning to sound a lot like my story. Let's see. Because my story started off with an anonymous phone call, and I was a brand new parent also. This was back in 2013. Okay, where was I? So because of an anonymous complaint, their daughter would be taken into custody by the state DFCS. The couple was devastated and then was required by I think they got it. I've never seen it written like this, so I'm going to say it how I say it because it's like a tongue twister for me. DCFS to take parenting classes, alcohol counseling, and psychological evaluations if they wanted to get their child back. All the courses cost money, for which most parents are required to pay. Yeah, well, especially if you've gotten your, not your parental rights terminated, but your services. Majority of the time they like to terminate the parents' reunification services, so it makes it harder and even makes it better for them, so they can actually, follow through with their goal of adopting out the child. So, while in their anxiety and turmoil to get their child home, the baby was left for hours in a car to die in the heat in her car seat by a foster parent who forgot about the child. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. This should never have happened. It is tragic. Man, see, that's horrible. And if they never would have took that child would probably still be alive, poor baby. In many cases, after the parents have jumped through, oh wow, yep, it is. It's exactly my story, almost. After the parents have jumped through all the hoops, they still did not get their child. Yep, just like me. I did everything they said. I did the whole case plan. I did the classes. I did the groups. I went to the, AA meetings, NA meetings. And this was all over anonymous, once again, anonymous phone call. And allegations, everything that was never proven to be true, just, he said, she said, basically. And someone who wasn't even credible